And we are live. It's Out the J in the house with Evan Brand. Today, we're going to be talking all about inflammation, natural compounds to reduce inflammation. We'll be talking about some of the biochemical pathways, what's happening under the hood, getting to the root cause, and looking at some of the side effects of maybe conventional medications and comparing it to some of the natural options that we have at our fingertips. Evan, how we doing, man?
Hey man, I can't complain. So I took some herbals this morning and it definitely helps. I mean, I was lifting pretty
Mm-hmm.
heavy this weekend, and it's not that you have to wait for pain, but if you feel inflammation, if you feel irritation, you feel stiff, you might as well go ahead and take some of these. So we're going to break down some of the options, some of the different enzymes that we can use. And this is stuff that's readily available on Full Script. So we use Full Script to provide things that we don't manufacture. We have our whole line. Dr. J has a line. I have a line. We have our own professional formulas, and sometimes we'll use other companies as well. So there's 10 or 20
Mm-hmm.
different professional companies that will rotate through. And I took a formula this morning that we'll break down today, which contains things like turmeric, ginger, boswellia, quercetin, rosemary. There's a handful that have a lot of good papers. And so we dug into some of the literature today, and we'll share that with you all. That way you understand, what do you do? That way you're not going and getting a cortisone shot. Maybe you can riff on that, because I know you're pretty well versed in this stuff. What's the issue with the cortisone shots? Because you hear that anybody above 40 or 50 who's had a knee issue, that's the first thing doctors run to is cortisone shot. Why do you think that's just long term not going to be a good?
Great question out of the gate. So, first thing, anyone that knows me, I play a lot of pickleball for the last maybe 7 to 8 months. I've been playing maybe 3 times a week, 2 hours at a whack. And when you're playing hard, man, you can get inflamed afterwards, right? And I see a lot of people that have, tennis elbow, that medial epicondylitis, right? That's this muscle right here by the ulna, and it can really pinch out that nerve and create a lot of inflammation and radiculopathy pain. And people will go and run to a cortisone injection. I just said, well, you're not fixing the underlying cause. And so, because you're not fixing the tissue quality, you're not improving pliability, you're not doing either prehab or doing a good post-hab, soft tissue protocol afterwards to help that tissue become less inflamed. That now you're forever dependent upon that if that injection, if the root cause is not addressed. And anyone that knows cortisone injections, after 2 or 3, they're done because of the side effects of it breaking down tendons, ligaments, and cartilage. And so you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And so if you had an acute injury and you know the root cause is isolated, it's not going to happen. And if you're in a lot of pain, that may make sense acutely. But I always tell people, you better make sure you figure out what the underlying cause is and work on doing things now to prevent it from happening. Because if not, once you go back to a second or third, you're screwed, because they'll end up pulling it back. And then now what? Now is it gabapentin? Now is it, other medications that are going to be more dangerous? Are you going to be on ibuprofen long term, which is going to be a COX-2 inhibitor, which impacts the gut, impacts the liver, right? Over 20,000 people a year taking ibuprofen correctly die every year. That's a conservative estimate. And so
And what do you think that is?
medication,
What's the mechanism there? Is it just
it's
internal
the
bleeding or?
It's the COX-2 enzyme. That enzyme is very important for our stomach, vascular health, liver health, regeneration. And so when you're overly suppressing that enzyme, those COX pathways go to inflammation, but they're also very important. That enzyme, that cyclooxygenase, that's the COX enzyme we're talking about, that is also very important for inflammation, but it's also very important for regeneration of certain tissues that ibuprofen damages: gut, liver, heart. And so it's fine. These medications are fine acutely, but long term, they can create depletion. And then, like acetaminophen, Tylenol, this has been around for a very long time. Tylenol, up in the 70s and the 60s, they were using IV NAC, N-acetylcysteine, to take people out of Tylenol liver failure, because Tylenol has a major liver stress component. But you will liver failure if you take too much. And Tylenol, acetaminophen, basically, when you take it, it depletes all of your glutathione, like right away. So I tell people, always go to NSAID first, like an ibuprofen first. And if you need to go to Tylenol, make sure you take NAC and or glutathione with it. Because once you deplete your oxidative stress, now your oxidative pathways are no longer there. And then your liver is basically flying naked, so to speak. So it can be damaged by all kinds of different things because now it doesn't have the ability to buffer all of these nasty oxidative compounds.
Yeah, so if you're listening, if you are playing pickleball, or even if you're not, what maybe you just literally, I don't know, did something silly and hurt your shoulder, hurt your arm. I'm not saying never take a painkiller, but truthfully, I don't even have it in my house. I might have like a dye-free low dose aspirin or something in the back cabinet somewhere just in case. honestly, I don't even know if I have it or not. So overall, I've had such great success. I don't even know if we're going to be able to use the PEPTIDE word soon.
Oh yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if I told you about that, but that's been very helpful for me to take the BPC. And I had a
yep,
video deleted from my Instagram page, even though I posted it last year. The video was deleted, and I got banned for 1 year for doing live videos on my Instagram page. And then I was unable to,
really,
yeah, and yeah, for 1 year, and I was unable to message people for like a week. And I literally said nothing in the video, but here's what this does, and here's how it can help you. So we'll just call it the you know, the oral inflammatory capsules that rhymes with reptides. Okay,
yep,
that's what I've taken, and it's been very helpful. But
yeah,
what I'm saying is, I've had such great success with those that I haven't needed the aspirins, the ibuprofens,
yes.
the what do you got? Aleve, which I've heard Aleve is probably the worst. So yeah, it's just the glutathione depletion and all that. It's so unattractive to me that I just don't even mess with that stuff. And I want you to know that there's also topical things you can do. So Dr. J and I, we're going to riff on some of the internal things you can do, but then also the topical. So the topicals can be great.
Hmm. Oh, I lost you here for a minute. I'm
So
going to riff until you come
let's
back.
say,
So a couple of different, PEPTIDES, right? KPV is one, BPC-157, TB500. These are great options that are much better to use acutely than some of the steroids. And so again, I'm not anti-steroid. Just ask yourself the question, are you getting to the root underlying cause? If you have to, because you're absolutely desperate, just make sure you're working with a good chiro, a good PT to work on the soft tissue quality. Like I did pickleball for an hour and a half, and I get a little bit of lower back strain, and I'm in this half squat position paddling. And so I got a nice little red light belt, red and infrared light. It may blind you here, right? We're getting those waves right to the camera. Red light and infrared, very anti-inflammatory. And so I'll put it right on my tissue. Also, I have my.
do you want that on your skin,
You
or is it
could,
going to
you
go through the
could.
shirt?
It will go a little bit. Infrared can, but yeah, for some of the red light, you can put up against your skin, and then I'll do my Theragun. I love the Theragun because it's deep, and if you got a I'm here. I'm shortening, lengthening, lifting my pronator, shortening, lengthening, coming through here, doing this kind of thing. So, someone that has an elbow injury, for instance, right? We're working on pliability. Lower back, we're working on pliability. Maybe we're doing some heat, some infrared red light pre and post to kind of get the tissue nice and pliable and soft. But this is like root cause stuff, right? You get the tissue more pliable, you get it stronger, you get it healthier, and then your need for pain relieving medications or steroids goes way, way down.